Hey everybody, good evening. Happy Karwa Chauth to all of you, to all those who are fasting, to all the ladies and to their men that are fasting. You guys are doing a great favor to your bodies that are, detoxing and healing itself. And otherwise, normally it is just sitting and digesting all the food that we put in. So great going, guys. And to those who are just celebrating this beautiful institution of marriage or partnership, and to those who are just celebrating the sheer joy of dressing up in beautiful clothes and beautiful ornaments. So do your thing, enjoy, just totally happy Karwa Chauth to everybody. And okay, we're waiting for some people to join. We're waiting for Kinjal. And I hope this has shifted some paradigms to those who think Karwa Chauth is very orthodox. And we're building communities here, communities of people, thinkers and doers that are, constantly making a change in themselves and in others and in the society for a better version of them. Talking about communities, I have to give a big shout out to my school group, Mary Immaculate. Uh, this is a WhatsApp group on my phone, and a couple of days back, a friend of ours had a surgery, and at 11 p.m. she messages that her mother has been admitted to the ICU, and her father is not in the condition to take care of everything, and they were in a different city, and she was not able to travel because of a surgery. And you won't believe it, three of our classmates in that city were on the job with their husbands on few food duties, calling up the doctors, giving a constant updates to her. It was beautiful. There was so much love on that group that it was beautiful. It was overwhelming. So love is real and love is great. So yes, Mona is there. Hi Mona, you were there to see all the love on the MIG group. So a great shout out to the MIG group, to all the Marians. You guys rock. And today we're going to be in conversation with Kinjal. Let me see if she has joined us. So we're waiting for her to join in. I hope you guys are all, visiting our page, The Paradigm Shift. We are, putting up we're putting up lots and lots of content about people that are making shifts in their life for themselves and for the community. And you must watch all the IGTV lives are the on the page, so you guys must watch it. So we're just waiting for Kinjal to join in, and then we can start. Hi everyone. Hi Shanaz.
Hi, Kinjal. Good evening. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift.
Hi, how are you? Thank you
I'm
so much
so,
for having me here.
Kinjal, we are delighted for all of you that are joining. We must tell you that Kinjal is a biomedical engineer, and from the early age of 18, she started educating little kids. There were three. She started with three kids, and now they're up to 650 underprivileged kids, which is such a great job that you guys are doing, Kijal. And she's a co-founder of Swash, that is an NGO which educates all the unprivileged kids. And you believe, Kinjal, that the only difference between them and us is the resources, the availability of resources and opportunities, and you are here to bridge that gap. It's so amazing. We're honored to have you here. Complete respect for you, Kinjal.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're
Yes.
so cute. You're so humble. I mean, you're doing such a great job, and you're this. Okay, so Kinjal, tell me, what according to you is the paradigm shift?
For me, something like when you do something that you really want to do,
Right,
it's kind of your heart calling. That this is all of us wish to do something, but at some point of time in life, you're doing something else. But I think when you take that leap of faith in your life, for me is the paradigm shift, and that has exactly happened to me as well. Like I've been a biomedical engineer, but then when I
right.
realized that this is what I want to do for rest of my life, that was a paradigm shift for me. So yeah, I
Amazing.
think when you take that leap of faith and you follow your heart, that's your paradigm shift. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. So, tell us your story. When did this shift happen? How did the story begin? And, tell us all about it. We would love to hear that.
So I've done my engineering, and when I was in second year, along with my few friends, we started going to this slum in Ahmedabad.
Hmm.
And so for us in college, it was too much casual, just spending time with them, knowing them. But then after spending 3 years with them on every weekend, we realized that how much potential these kids have, just they're not getting the proper opportunities, neither from school nor from parents. They're lacking behind. So after I finished my engineering, we were like, let's try if we can teach them every day and not just on weekends. So what we did was we rented a place nearby where they are staying, because we wanted to teach every day, and it's
Hmm.
kind of a supplementary education. So these kids go to municipality school and they come
Mm-hmm.
at our center as well. So
Hmm.
it was an experiment for us as well, because we didn't know if they'll come every day or not. We didn't know if how parents are going to support us. But then it went very well, and all of the parents and kids were very eager to come and learn. So it
Wow.
went well, and from 3 kids we started increasing more kids. So and gradually we realized that, of course we're seeing changes in them. But so what we do is, like, these kids, of course, at times in 6 7 standard, but the level of education is not good. So
Hmm.
6 standard kid also doesn't know how to read and write basic alphabets, numbers, and all those things. So we
Hmm.
at our center start from the basics, like what their level is, so that, ultimately when they're growing up, when they're in boards in 10th, they can pass the exams and can continue studying further.
Oh, okay.
So that's how it started. So that's how after college we started working full time and realized that it's really working.
Wow. So, I mean, like you rightly said that, it was your leap of faith and calling of the heart, because when you're 18, you're like probably, you want to go out and, just hang out with your friends and everything. And here you were doing such a great job. That is awesome. So, tell us, like, when you talk about supplementary education, what exactly do you cover in that?
So in supplementary education, we of course we follow what they learn at school only. Like we don't have any
Hmm.
curriculum. Like we follow Gujarat board. So
Hmm.
what I mean is, as I mentioned, like a kid in 6 7 standard also doesn't know how to read and write basic alphabets or numbers or kakko. So according to our education system, we can promote till grade 10th. But
Hmm.
when the kids are in grade 10th, they cannot pass the exams, and once they flunk, they stop continuing studying further.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a literacy dropout rate. So that increases when it starts from after grade 10th. So
Right.
what we do is, at our center we start from the fundamentals. So अगर
Okay.
आप ninth grade में है but still you don't know how to write alphabets, we'll start teaching you from there. So ultimately when they're in grade 10th, you can pass the exams and can continue studying further. So we
Okay.
want them to study till college. So we want them to go to school as well. There are a lot of other things that they learn in school as well, in municipality school and all the other things. So we work as a support system to the school. So that's how we
Amazing.
have kept it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Amazing. So, Kinjal, tell us, you must be having so many obstacles in this path. So, what were the obstacles and how did you guys overcome this?
So initially the obstacles, of course, first was to have faith in our own self that this is going to work out or not, because was something which I was doing for the first time and I didn't know if it's going to work out or not. So first was the to overcome your own fear. So that's
Hmm.
what first obstacle was. But then over the period of time, we realized that okay, this is going to work. And
Hmm.
then later you realize that a lot of other challenges in the communities that are going on.
Yeah.
Of course, that girls' education, they
Right.
get married at an early age. Of course,
Hmm.
the parents want their kids to earn money after they cross 14, 15. So these
Hmm.
are challenges that we have been facing and are still there. But the
Hmm.
good thing that we have been able to change is that all the kids are studying. So, for example, earlier, if the kid doesn't pass grade 10th, they'll stop and they'll start working. But
Hmm.
now they have that courage, even if they don't pass, they have the courage to give exam again. And
Okay.
we convince the parents that that even if the child will study 2 more years, he'll be able to earn more than what the child is doing right now.
Right.
So
Right.
this little things, and also they get engaged at when they're 15, 14. So
Hmm.
but then after that they used to stop studying, but now we have not been able to stop that thing, but we have been able to ask them that does no matter what you have to keep studying. So
Studying.
that is the good thing that has actually happened. So now we have girls who are in college, now we have girls who are in 12th as well. So that shift we have seen in parents as well and the kids as well, that no matter what they'll keep on studying. So yeah.
Amazing. I saw your post on Squash,
Yeah.
and there was this boy who is in BCA. He's doing his
Yeah.
bachelor's in computer application and his second semester, I think you have
Yeah.
put the report
Yeah.
card, and he's
Yeah.
done brilliantly in all his
Yeah.
practicals. So that is such a feat, that is amazing. So,
Yeah.
where are you now with this paradigm shift? How do you feel, and what is the impact of the shift on you and your loved ones?
Um, so of course, first is that you're happy
Yes,
because you get to do what you want to do, and you're not under any kind of pressure, and you don't get those Monday blues that you get. So first
right.
is of course that, and so this is kind of passion for me.
Yes.
To
Hmm.
Shwas is a passion for me, and I have been able to do that for now 12 years. So I think, and once I am happy, I've been able to keep the surroundings happy as well, and have been able to see progress each and every day. So I
Right.
think for me, it has changed me myself, and of course, it has changed the surroundings as well. And I've been
Amazing.
able to make all those kids and families happy for sure. Yeah.
So nice. So tell us, how
Yeah.
did Squash take birth? Like, how did that start, and how did you guys come together?
So as I mentioned, like when we started in 2008, we were
Mm.
around 4 to 5 friends. So we
Okay.
just randomly picked this community and we started there. We started talking to the kids. We at that time it was just on weekends that we used to teach them on weekends.
Right. Right.
So during those time, we could actually realize that how much they are lacking behind.
Hmm.
That they're going to school, but then you don't, like for us, if the kid is in sixth standard, I would have known, okay, whatever I know, he or she must be knowing it, and
Hmm.
that's the mentality of every other person. But when you talk to them, when you meet them, and you realize that these things like early marriage or domestic violence are still prevalent in these communities as well, no matter how much you
Hmm.
say that we have grown, but then you realize that it's a all together different world out there.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's how we. So that those 3 years were the groundwork, I would actually say. Building that rapport with the parents, with the kids, and everyone. I think those
Hmm.
3 years worked as building a foundation for us. and
Hmm.
after that we started teaching them full time. So
So cool.
we work with one community, and then as and when we got to know, that this is working, we were confident, we started exploring different communities in Ahmedabad as well. So
Yeah.
we're working with 9 communities in Ahmedabad right now. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that is so cool. So, how do you guys get the funds for carrying out all these gigs? Do you guys have donations or how does it go?
Yes, it's purely run on donations. Like we don't charge anything from the kids, and
Yes.
any like small pencil also we give. They don't have to get anything from the kids. So, 60 to 70% is through individual donors who support us in our
Right.
Schwas, and we have also 2 3 corporates as well who support us.
Right.
So the kids were doing really well. We also have admitted him into private school by
Hmm.
taking care of all of their educational expenses like fees, uniform, stationery,
Yeah.
everything. Like the child you mentioned about
Wow.
BCA, so
Hmm.
his uniform, like his college fees, everything has been supported by Schwas. So that's
Wow.
also how we support. So these are our major expenses, and that's how we get funds from. Yeah.
So we have a question which says, great to know about Swash and how can people be a part of your journey towards achieving these goals? So please tell us how do we be a part of your journey?
Yeah, so there are multiple ways. One is, of course, you come and volunteer with us. You teach whatever skills you have and impart that to the kids. Of course, second is like sponsoring a child. If anyone wishes to sponsor a child, the cost of sponsoring a child is just 650 rupees a month. So
Okay.
that's other way they can support us. But we would love
Mhm.
to have people at our center, when they come and teach kids different things, so that we
Yeah.
want to give them all kinds of exposure. It's not that
Right.
you just have to be engineer or doctor. It's like even if you're artist, we'll make sure that you get to earn out of it. Even when you lahari bhi chalani hai, to we'll make sure that you know how you can do best in that and earn money out of it.
Right.
So that's
Right.
what we want them to explore. So we keep on giving them different opportunities, and they can pick what they like. Yeah.
So cool. That is so cool. So, Kinjal, tell us, do you ever miss being a biomedical engineer, or did you ever get to work as a biomedical engineer, or was that always on the
Uh,
back burner?
Yeah, so when I was doing my engineering, I always wanted to work as a biomedical engineer, and I never thought that this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
After I finished my college, I actually worked in a company for 6 months as a sales and application person.
Hmm.
But then this thing was always there, it was always going behind our mind. And in college, you used to get to spend time with them, but then after you start working, it gets
Yeah.
really very difficult to
Yeah.
spend time. And then when you just have one Sunday, you have a lot of other things to do. So I realized, okay, this is not now I think what I want to do. I think I want to go back to what I was doing in college. And
Right.
so so I never missed, neither I did miss at that time, but I never thought that this is what I'll be doing. I thought I'll always work
Mhm.
in a hospital or somewhere in a company. So yeah.
So nice. And was there ever uh, some kind of tough like some kind of this from your family, like when you started, did your parents ever say that why are you doing this, and why can't you just concentrate on your studies, or now your immediate family, did you ever
Hmm.
face any problems through there?
So not really. My family had just this concern that, you sure you want to do this, because none of us have done something like this in the family,
Right.
and this
Right.
is the first time so they were a bit skeptical. They wanted to make sure that the time and effort, and of course the money initially that you're putting in,
Yeah.
does not get wasted.
Right.
But in my mind, I was like, I'll give it a try. I don't know if it works. I just wanted to make sure that I don't regret that I didn't give it a try as well.
Right.
So they were very supportive. Just that they had also the same concern like every parent had. They hope your time and effort does not get wasted.
Wasted.
So, and of course, after getting, it's been a year that I've got married, and my husband has been extremely supportive as well. I think Shwas could be the major reason that he got married to me, and he has been,
Wow.
coming with me since 2 years now as well. So he's an equal part of Shwas, and kids love him more than they actually love me. So yeah, so for me it was very important to have such person who understands what I'm doing and then only get married. So
Yes, of
I'm lucky
course.
enough to get such person in my journey. So yeah.
So beautiful, so beautiful. And did you ever face any problems when you were in the slums, or, because like you said that, early marriages, domestic violence, and so did these people ever, say, no, please don't come to our community. They're already going to school and you don't have to do this for us, and दिमाग खराब कर दोगे आप इन लोग का, or, whatever in that
Mm,
case.
so not really. They really I would say they were really supportive. They wanted the kids to come and study, and
Wow.
initially, of course, they just because of course one was it was free, like we didn't charge anything, so they were pretty much okay
Okay.
about getting the kids.
Right.
So one was that. So another was we of course we realized this. So there was this girl when in grade 10th, and then she passed the exams, and her parents really asked her to get married, and we were like no you. So we actually went to talk to the parents, to the family. So it was an intense discussion, and of course for them 16 to 17, and when a girl crosses 2021, it's an old age. For us people in 40s would say you are now old, and you won't get any person to get married or something. For them it's 20. So
Right.
that's when we realize that we won't be able to break this system,
Right.
because if a girl doesn't, let's say for example she crosses 20 and she doesn't find a person to get married, it would come on us that
Yeah.
we asked her to not get married.
Right.
So at that point of time we actually realized that we won't be able to stop this, but what we can do is we make sure that they don't stop studying. So
Right.
we started
Right.
focusing the other way, that let's not try to break their system, their what they've created, and it's going on since hundred of years. We might
Hmm.
not be able to break that, but this is what we can always educate them about. That no
Hmm.
matter what, you don't have to stop studying. You have to go to college. You will have work and studying together. So that
Amazing.
really worked. So yeah, so had we become बोल दिया होता तब कि नहीं कुछ भी हो जाए शादी नहीं होगी, then they might have backfire on us, and then they might
Yeah.
have told us that हम आपको नहीं आने, or they might just have stopped sending girls about grade
Yeah.
8. So I
Right.
think we learned it that time only, that we won't be able to force these people too much, but we can always educate them. So once you educate them, gradually all these things will automatically go down. So yeah.
Come. Right. And in what all, we have a question. What all areas in Ahmedabad do you cover?
So currently we're working with Gulbai Tekra. Like Gulbai Tekra is the first center. It's been 12 to 13 years that we're teaching those kids. So we have
Wow.
120 kids there. So Gulbai Tekra, Ramdev Nagar, Thaltej, Vasna, Shivranjani, Shahibag, Jivraj Bridge. These are Vastrapur and Manav Mandir, of course, as well. So these are the areas that we have been teaching.
Amazing. Amazing. Like I read in one of your posts, because you said that sometimes it's not just the slums or where everybody is there. There are little clusters under the bridge and here
Yeah,
and there,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
you go and find those communities.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
amazing. So do you have any stories to tell, like you just said about this 10th standard, the girl that, she was the, do you have other success stories to share with our viewers so that they'll be, they'll feel so motivated and inspired by these?
Yeah, so a lot of stories, honestly, to be very honest, a lot of stories. You see changes in the kids every day, and then especially when they're growing up and now they're in college. As I mentioned, Gulbai Tekra is the first center that we started, and now we have kids who are in college. Now we have kids in third year. So the beauty is that they have started coming and educating the kids. They have become so powerful that they can come and actually teach the younger kids. So that's the
Wow.
beauty of it. And of course, when you see this BCA guy, you just don't even, when you see him, and if you don't know, you might not be able to tell this is from the slum area. And he he's now been able to handle Schwar's website as well. So I think in a year or two, he'll be able to manage websites as well. So there was this mother who was she was a person who used to come to drop her kids at our center. So she said, I'm from a village and I've never been to a school. Why don't I come and also study at your place? We were like,
Hmm.
sure. And
Wow.
she had never learned how to write and hold a pencil, and but of course she was very sharp. She just didn't got any opportunity. So she started
Hmm.
learning, and she learned alphabets, numbers, addition, subtractions. She learned till grade 4 books as well. And
Wow.
she used to work as a maid at different places, but then after she studied, we were like, she was extremely smart. We were like, why don't you come and join and be a teacher at our place? We'll pay you. We have all the teachers who are paid because it's an everyday thing. So she became a teacher at our place, and she started teaching kids from grade 1 and 2. So you see this journey of a maid to a teacher, so you realize how
Wow.
education can change everything. So
Amazing. That is such a beautiful success story. Tell me more.
yeah. Yeah, so I I might not be able to express you, but when you see them every day, because you meet them every day, you know what their day one was, how did they look, how did they speak, what their language was. And now after a few years, when you see now how they are, you actually see that that exactly their entire, it's a 360-degree
Oh,
change. Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
totally,
So, and
totally.
it's in every child, I'll say. It's in every child.
Wow.
So
So,
yeah.
like you said, you're doing English. So you do all subjects. Like you would do English, you would do sciences, math, then probably music and art and everything. That's what
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're doing.
So we would
Okay.
start with Gujarati because Gujarati is their first language. So we start with
Right.
Gujarati, math, English, and as then when they're growing up, Hindi, SS. So whatever is covered in their schools, we cover everything. And also we try and teach them skills as well. So we have got an art and crafts sir, we have got a chess sir, we have got a sports teacher. So wherever it is possible, they go and teach these kids all these things as well. So we have
Wow.
kids who will who are now so smart that they can represent chess at any level as well. So they can go and play in any tournament as well. So that's
Amazing.
that's the different kind of exposures that we're trying to give them. Yeah.
Yeah, because kids such as like underprivileged kids would have never thought that these things,
Yeah.
and here they're as sharp as using their skills at ch a game of chess, which is amazing, absolutely amazing.
And
So do
what
you all go on?
Yeah. So, and what we have done is we have tried to keep ratio of one teacher with 7 to 8 kids only, not more than that. So,
Right,
it's kind of one-on-one attention with the kids. So
right.
they can progress well. Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. So you said that all the teachers are paid. So you don't have volunteers that come in. You have teachers that are on roll and they're paid and this. Okay, so you have to make sure that you
Yeah.
have donations enough for all of this.
Yeah. So we volunteers because it is an everyday thing. We cannot rely on volunteers, right? So one day
Right,
volunteer would come, the other day the same person will not come.
right.
So it actually impacts the child's growth. So we have
Hmm.
one teacher and we have assigned students to them that this kids will only study with you. So
Okay.
the teacher knows whom I have to study. The kids knows with whom I have to go and learn. Teachers know the progress. So volunteers can come and they can assist the teacher. Teacher can help them with whatever they have to, learn. So that's how we have been. So on ground we have teachers. Yeah.
Amazing. That is so good. So, everybody that is joining us from the Paradigm Shift, please go and follow Swash. And so you have a website, and all your details for the donations are on that website. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So what we can also do, Kinjal, that once we post this video, you can have us post the bank details as well, or any kind of payment links, so that it'll make easier for people who want to donate can donate immediately. And everybody that is joining us from Aswash, please follow the Paradigm Shift page, because we're
Please.
bringing people, yeah, we're bringing beautiful people like Kinjal who are making such a beautiful shift in the society for the betterment of the society. So, Kinjal, tell us, if you would like to leave our viewers with something, or do you have any message for the young ones? I'm just going to look if there are any questions.
Sure. So I think I just have one thing to share, that all at any point of time, and when we look at slum, we feel that this people are going to be the same, they are never going to change, इनका कुछ नहीं होने वाला. But that's
Right,
not true. When we see them, when you put efforts, and that, and they have potential like we have, they are just like us. So I
right,
think every person should have just this belief that it's possible, the change is definitely possible. And I think education is the only way with which we'll be able to have change them. So yeah.
wow, to bridge the gap, right?
Yeah.
My God, this is so beautiful. This is so inspirational and motivational, Kinjal. I hope there are lots more like you yourself that can carry out this wonderful work that you're doing. And we wish you all the best for your journey
Thank
and your
you.
endeavor. And let's put down the links in the post of this thing, and we'll also be posting this on Facebook, because I think you have a larger community on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We'll be posting there and tagging you guys there and posting your payment details there, so you guys will have a great day. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Kinjal,
for
for joining
having
us.
me. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much,
Bye.
Aradhana. Bye. Take care. Bye.